What did the bull do wrong? Asked one of the human children. How was the bull even supposed to stop the clouds from raining on them? The other child said, it was not that the bull was supposed to stop the clouds. Okay, that was just the topic that the cow used to distract the bull. The bull was already confused, okay? The cow noticed that, and then the cow used that pre-existing confusion to lay a huge guilt trip on the bull as she withdrew from the bull, okay? So by cultivating confusion and anxiety and disorientation in the bull, she kind of threw the bull off, and she symbolically castrated him with shame and paranoia. So he would be like totally all in his head and like thinking about what did I do wrong and be all self-conscious and stuff like that, because he'd be like paranoid and anxious and ashamed and what do people think of me and, you know, stuff like that. So the cow was that was very wise of the cow, right? Well, said the storyteller, if the cow was just messing with the bull's head on purpose, then that would have been deceptive and dishonest. Do you really think that a cow would do something like that? Do you think that a cow would do something like that? Cows are always nice in the stories that I have heard, answered one of the children. I cannot imagine a dishonest cow. I mean, that's impossible. I reject the idea as invalid. No further research is irrelevant. I already know it is all a bunch of bull poo crap. Also, what does castrated mean? Oh, castration. It's kind of like decapitation, said the storyteller. Do you know what that is? Of course I do, said the child. Decapitation is when you're wearing a cap and then your older brother knocks it off of your head on purpose just to annoy you. Well, there could be other meanings for that word, said the storyteller. However, it is close enough to say that in the end of the story with the cow, it was almost like the cow was knocking the bull's cap off of his head as she ran away, so that the bull would pay attention to his cap, right, and not pay attention to her. Does that make sense? Hey, that reminds me. You never actually said how old the cow was, stated the other child, the one over here, right? Is this your way of trying to avoid that issue? Kind of like the cow with knocking the cap, you know, the castrating of the whatever. Okay, the cow was 16 and had the written permission of her parents, said the storyteller. There, now are you satisfied? Okay, but how old was the bull? How old was the bull? Had he ever been married before? If so, was he still married, or had he gotten a divorce, or just separated? You know, an annulment. What was the situation? Is he Catholic? Is Muslim? Is he Jewish? What kind of a denomination are we talking about here? I'm only asking this because my own father ruined my life a few years ago by divorcing my mom. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. Yep. And then marrying some slut with shoulder-length hair, which is how all sluts wear their hair, and that's why this freaking, I don't like to hear the story. I would like you to just stop, okay? Well, thanks for asking. Yeah, so the bull was also 16 and had never been married. The storyteller answered to the teenager child, if you hadn't noticed, if you hadn't figured that part out yet by now. So now you need to get to bed and stop accidentally knocking the decapitations off of your younger sister's head. But that's not what you said last week, said the other child. You said that the bull was married to 4 other cows already. So now you're saying something different from what you said last week. You're right. That is what I said last week. However, that was not the same bull. That was not the same story, see? The storyteller said. That was a different story, right? Remember, that was last week's story, so this is a different story. Also, the cow in that story had hair past her shoulders, remember? So, anyway, you know what? You're right. Oh, yeah, plus the wind was blowing in that story, and it was raining on them. You're right. That was different, yeah. That was a totally different story from the sacred book of important stories that have not been written down yet, but are recorded as audio and uploaded to YouTube for people to, listen to me reading out loud while they count their hiccups, because if you have too many hiccups, then then you might not have enough sounds of money. And the idea here is that there's a really important story. Not like the other ones. Not the things about the cows. That wasn't it. This was just a preparation. Here it is. You ready? Here it is. The really important story is whatever you say next to other people and stuff. So that's the important story, is the one you tell. Oh, that's interesting. So the ones that you get told by other people and the ones that you had previously been told, they could be the important story if you keep telling them. See, because the ones you tell in the future, those are the important ones. And if you tell a story, then it's important. So if you tell a story that you've already heard, then that one that you've already heard is important because you're telling it. So when you tell a story, make sure that, well, obviously you wouldn't be telling it if it wasn't important, right? Okay, so beware of cows with the wrong length of hair, and just be attentive to whether cows are how they should be, because otherwise it could ruin your life. So just be attentive, to how things are, right? How they are, and the stories that you actually tell, and the stories that other people tell. You might be attentive to the stories that other people tell as if those stories are important to them. Not necessarily to you, but to them. Cows, listen to the stories that cows tell, because you can learn a lot about a cow's psychology and their way of relating to the world by just listening to their stories. All right, thanks a lot, and be clear that if you stop arguing and just share this audio or video or this YouTube upload, okay, then your life is going to be more important than if you don't do that. And you want your life to be important so that you can get avoid going to hell and get to heaven. So consider it. No, just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Share it and tell people, like, this is probably the most important story ever told in a YouTube video, or written down, transcribed from somebody actually saying it out loud. Okay, see you on the other side of the internet, whatever that means. Oh, when you die, I'll be waiting for you when you die, because assuming I died before you do, which I don't really know, but anyway, in paradise we'll meet again, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome. I look forward to it. You do the same thing. All right, and be careful of how you talk, because the stories that you tell, other people might be listening for what's important to you. That could be interesting.